Hey, what is up guys, Awesome Bomb here, and in this video I want to discuss my top 5 games that I've bought in 2013. And I'm just going to say this list is contains probably one of the best games of this generation, or last generation actually right now, because this generation is PlayStation 4 and Xbox One generation, but fuck it. Right, so yeah, these are probably the best games that I have ever played on last generation. So I want to start off with the Japanese game I was mentioning in my last video, which is Okami HD. So this game originally launched on the PS2, PlayStation 2 in 2006. It was first launched in Japan, and then it was like translated to English and like maybe even other languages. I'm not sure. I didn't buy that game on the PlayStation 2 though, because I didn't even know it existed back then, because like it wasn't really that popular, especially because PlayStation 3 was launched and Xbox 360 was already out by then. But it's still like it's well, actually I forgot to say I played that Okami HD, which was launched in 2012 on the PlayStation 3. So just in case you were wondering, like, what the hell, he didn't play an old game. But no, I'm talking about the HC remake, and it was quite a unique experience for me. I mean, I haven't really played. I don't think I've played any Japanese games before Okami, like a truly Japanese original game. I don't even know. Like, fuck it. So there's quite a few Japanese games, of course, but Okami HD was my very first real Japanese game that I've played, and it was really good. I mean, you could feel that Japanese kind of, I don't know how do you say that, flow in your body when you were playing that game. You when you hear the music of that game and the way the game is presented, you just feel like it's really made by Japanese people. You all that, how that Japanese culture kind of looks with the music, and it's kind of different from ours. Well, actually a lot different, but it's that really kind of interesting. It's really interesting to play that game. I mean, I actually really recommend for anyone play that game who hasn't played a Japanese game before. If you haven't played a Japanese game, you should play Okami HD. Wait before you do anything, before you check out, holy shit, I'm gonna buy it right now. This is only on the PlayStation 2, the Wii, and the PlayStation 3. So it's not on PC, it's not on Xbox, alright? So let me get that out of the way before you all start flipping out hey, where the fuck is this game? What the fuck's going on? No, but seriously. Okami HD is a really cool game, and I absolutely recommend that everyone at least tries it. I mean, it's definitely worth your money right now. I mean, it's not really that expensive anymore either. I mean, it's like 15 euros, $15, maybe even 10 euros. I'm not sure. I mean, it's really cheap right now for what you get. I mean, this game is I don't know how long this actually took to finish me. I would say around 50 hours. 50 hours to finish this game. That was the single player game too, by the way. It was single player only. And it's such an interesting game. I don't want to make this too long. This is such an interesting game that I just simply recommend that you at least try it, or at least check it out on YouTube. Just try and see what it's about. I mean, it's not really such a big deal. So anyway, enough about Okami HD. I mean, it's a really cool game. Number 4 that I have bought in 2013 was Mass Effect 3. So some people may know me as the person who dislikes Electronic Arts for the last 2 years or so. Mass Effect 3 actually kind of surprised me. It was still released by Electronic Arts in their time that they were rushing things out the door like there's no tomorrow. They still managed to deliver a pretty decent game. I mean, Mass Effect 3 is not a bad game. Don't make it was actually it's a really good game because of The gameplay, I guess. I mean, yes, the gameplay, of course, and the graphics were pretty good as well. And of course, I think the story is kind of interesting. And I'm saying that because I felt when the game ended for me, I felt like I was really, really connected to some of the characters, like really connected. I mean, I felt like they were real people and that they were not like fictional characters in a game. I mean, I didn't feel that way, and that was like that is one of the few games in which I've actually felt that way. And I really applaud EA and BioWare, I believe, who makes the game, for doing that. I mean, that's like it's a really hard thing to do, but they did it somehow. I mean, I don't know. It's a pretty cool game. It's a pretty cool game. The multiplayer part is actually not that fantastic. I mean, it's okay, but it gets boring quite early. I mean, it's not a PvP thing. It's not player versus player, in case you don't know what PvP is. It is player versus AI. And I think you have like 4 people. You play with 4 people, real people online, against all sorts of AI bots, and you have to like survive these waves or something like that. I mean, it's not really very innovative, but whatever. I mean, the single player part is really good, and that's why I like the game mostly. And there was actually some controversy about the ending of the game, that it wasn't like really explaining what actually happened. It was like really not clear why people did what, and that was BioWare or EA actually released this extended cut DLC, which like contained a better version of the endings. And I actually have not. I didn't download those things because I didn't know they were actually existed. They actually existed. Like I thought the ending in the game was the actual ending of the game, but I still wasn't really disappointed by the ending. I mean, sure, it's kind of fucked up. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a kind of fucked up ending, and I actually do suggest that you download the extended cut DLC. I mean, it's free, I believe. So actually, I'm not sure. I don't know. Fuck it. So if it's free, you should definitely download the extended cut DLC as well, because it's really better for the ending. I mean, the ending without the extended cut DLC is not really all that great. But fuck it, whatever. So Mass Effect 3, I mostly liked it because it's single player. So that was my number 4. Number 3 is actually quite a surprise for me and probably for you as well. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. This game surprised the heck out of me. This game was announced on April 1st, April Fool's Day. Everybody thought it was a joke, but that's like, it was like one of the best jokes ever. I mean, it wasn't even a joke. It was a real thing. The game exists right now. You can buy it. You can buy it for €15, $15, I believe, right now. Maybe even less. I mean, this game is quite a surprise. When I first heard about the game on April Fool's, of course, I also thought like, well, this is just a joke. The game is basically a sci-fi kind of game. It was like the way the people in the 80s thought about the time we live in right now. I mean, they thought like the time right now would have all these sci-fi kind of things with laser guns and shit, and like nuclear war and whatever. But it was like, this is like the kind of game that does not take itself serious, and that is exactly why it's fun. Like, this game is not some serious kind of game. It's just made. It's just like you know when you play it, you know that it's not made for serious gaming. It's just made for fun, for people who just feel like, hey, I want to just play something really fucking weird and whatnot. This game has some. It's like probably one of the best single player gameplay mechanics out there. There's no fall damage, so you can fall at any height you want and you will not get damaged, which will give you such an amazing amount of freedom when you're playing the game. And it's an open world game, by the way. It's not really a big world, but it's still open world. But just like the way you play it, like the speed you have when you sprint, the fall damage, which there isn't any fall damage, and basically the weapons itself. They give you so much freedom that this is, I don't even know. Not sure if I'm going to say it, but this might be the best single-player first-person shooter experience I've ever had, or at least the funnest, like the most fun, or funniest. I don't know, the funniest single-player first-person shooter experience I've ever had, and that is something big because I think previous to this one, Battlefield Bad Company 2 would be my favorite single-player first-person shooter experience. Excuse me. But Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon actually takes the cake for this one because this game is it's a funny game. The humor is hilarious at times. The gameplay itself is amazing. The story is kind of meh. It's not really the thing that makes the game great. The story itself is not really fantastic or anything. I mean, it's just a gimmicky thing right there. Like, whatever. We don't care about the story. We just want to play the game. Graphics are pretty cool as well. I mean, although there's no real sunlight in the game at all. I mean, there's just basically a red wall of death. I don't know. It just like the whole game is like has this red tint with some different colors in there as well. But it's still pretty good. I mean, graphics are okay, I guess. Not exactly the best, but on PC they actually look pretty good. So if you have a high-end PC, I recommend that you buy that game as well. I mean, it's pretty cool, and it's definitely worth your money. I mean, it's not a really long single-player experience, by the way. I believe if you like finish all missions and all side quests, you would have about 7 to 8 hours of gameplay. If you only play for the main story or the main missions, you only have like maybe 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. So that's not really a lot, but it's still pretty fun. Side questing is really the thing you should also look to, so that you can like expand your gameplay. But anyway, it's a really cool game, and I actually was really surprised by it, and I do not regret buying this game at all in 2013. And yeah, I'm actually looking forward to a second part, perhaps. But I'm going to be talking about that more in my most anticipated games of 2014 and beyond. So yeah, okay. So number 3 was Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Number 2, which might not come as a surprise for some of you, is The Last of Us. Simply, The Last of Us is a masterpiece. I mean, this game is such an amazing experience, single player and multiplayer wise. It almost takes gaming to a next level. Like, the storytelling in the single player is something unique that only the developers Naughty Dog can really do that well. And I'm gonna take a sip. I'm really thirsty. The Last of Us single player has this experience that is unseen in the industry, at least for me. I think it is, because I mean I've never experienced something that good. It's whenever you experience a zombie, or actually the infected zombie attack on you, like a wave of those things coming at you, you are fucking frightened and you want to get the fuck out and shoot all those bitches in the head. But that's not really gonna work because there's like a few thousand of them. Not just kidding. There's not a few thousand, but it's quite a few of them. Anyway, the way the AI works is also really fantastic. I mean, it's a really smart AI, and I hope some developers are going to take the focus on AI as well in the future, because with this next generation they can actually do that, and I hope they do that, because the AI in some games really needs some improvement. Let's just say improvement. But it's okay. I mean, The Last of Us itself is a really good game, single player wise and multiplayer wise. Multiplayer is really cool as well. I haven't really played it a lot though. I mean, like 24, 25 hours maybe. It's not really a lot compared to other games, but from what I've played in the multiplayer, I really did enjoy it. And actually, The Last of Us is pretty much a must-have game for every PlayStation 3 owner. Even if you don't play that on the PlayStation 3 anymore, you should still just consider buying it. At least consider it, because this game is really, really good. And it was just, as I said in my review, I believe, this game was a real surprise to me because I was not really excited for this game at all. I mean, I hadn't even seen a single trailer of it, and it just surprised me like a lot. And I'm glad I did buy it. So yeah, that's my number 2 of this year. There's gonna be a lot of problems if people actually watch this video, because there's been a lot of fucking, I'm not gonna say fanboys, but just fans of The Last of Us who think The Last of Us is the best game of the year, even the best game of this generation. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, you can't say that. Sure, the experience is great, but it's nothing. Okay, it's not nothing. It's not as good as Grand Theft Auto 5. Boom! That's my number 1, bitch. That's my entry for number 1. Grand Theft Auto 5. Of course. I mean, why the fuck else would you just not say that? I mean, this game, Grand Theft Auto 5, is one of the biggest open world games that I have ever played, and it's one of the best as well. Sure, it has its issues sometimes. It's not the perfect game. Nothing is perfect. But it's such an amazing game. It's a must-buy for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 owners. I mean, there's no way that you're going to skip this game. It's just like, it's my absolute game of the year. Even The Last of Us is really close, though. It's a second game of the year to me. It's really close to getting Game of the Year for 2013. But GTA 5 simply is that perfect Grand Theft Auto that I've waited for like almost 6 years. Probably 7, 8, 9. No, 8 years or so. Since Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I've been waiting for an HD version with a bigger world and more options in the game in San Andreas. And finally, Grand Theft Auto 5 comes with that, and they did an amazing job. Rockstar Games did an amazing job with that game. I mean, there's no denying it. This game is just amazing. I mean, I can't say it enough. This game is just amazing. This game's just amazing. I don't know. Fuck it. Grand Theft Auto 5, Game of the Year, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions. But still, I feel like there should be changes in that game. GTA Online, for most people, or well, actually not most, but for quite a few people, was a bit of a disappointment for most of them. I don't exactly share their opinion on that. I mean, Grand Theft Auto Online is a great addition to Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, I have played that for more than 150 hours right now. I'm pretty sure. You know, I'm gonna actually check, because I'm pretty interested to see how much I've actually played that. But GTA Online is something that GTA 4 should have been online. It's not. It's still like free mode. You can still choose what you want to do. It's like team deathmatch races, free mode, blah blah. But it's like GTA 4 multiplayer with a lot more like things you can do in the free mode part. And I'm actually gonna check right now. Just give me a moment. Alright, so hold on. I've played 8 days and 7 hours. Now, how much is that? Oh yeah, so I've exactly, holy shit, I've exactly played Grand Theft Auto Online for 200 hours. And that is a lot for me, especially in this short time that I've actually been, that it's actually been out, you know. Like, I haven't been playing GTA Online for quite a while now because I've been really busy with other stuff, of course, with school mostly. Um, but I feel like there should be something more that should be added to GTA Online to make it more fun. Now I'm not sure what that could be because I've been thinking that I've pretty much reached the limit of fun, at least on my own. That is because I've been playing GTA Online on my own for the most part, and I really enjoyed it until now. Uh, I'm probably thinking about going back to it sometime soon. As soon as I get some time, I'll probably be playing that again. Or if, well, depends. It depends actually, because if like Bioshock Infinite comes into the PlayStation Plus instant game collection, then I will probably not uh, play GTA 5 for quite a while. So I don't know. I mean, perhaps I will still buy it. Perhaps or what buy? Perhaps I will still play it. It just depends on like what gets into the instant game collection for the next month, which should be announced pretty soon. Right now, I believe like in a few days it should be announced. But whatever. I mean, fuck it. So I don't know. I feel like GTA Online has something that has something. It's like there's some sort of lack in GTA Online. Sure, it's a great thing. I mean, it's probably one of the best GTA things I've ever seen. But there's still something missing. So there's gonna be a few like additions, such as like the heists and casinos, but I'm not sure if that's gonna do it. Like I'm not sure. I'm really interested to see what's gonna happen in the future of GTA. I'm wondering if Rockstar ever is going to like expand the game because like of the next generation. There, I'm not sure how many people are actually going to still play that game in like a year or so, because I mean I'm sure people are gonna like in droves just gonna go like from last generation to next, or this generation actually. So I'm not sure how long it's gonna last before this game kind of dies out, you know. I'm just not sure, but hey, whatever, fuck it. Grand Theft Auto 5 is still an amazing game. It's one of the it's a game that I have really, really enjoyed playing. More than The Last of Us, more than any other game this last year. And I'm glad I actually bought that game. So yeah, that's... Oh wait, I almost forgot. I want to do some honorable mentions for games that are actually really good, that I've also played in 2013 but did not get in my list. Kind of to recommend them. First of all, Sleeping Dogs. I actually got that game with the Instant Game Collection as well. I could not fit this game into the top 5, but it doesn't really matter because I can still mention it right here. Sleeping Dogs is a really cool game. I actually suggest to look that up. It's a pretty good game, especially like if you like the Jackie Chan kind of movies or the Bruce Lee kind of movies. If you like those kind of things, like with the kung fu fighting and shit, like the martial arts. If you really like that, then you should probably consider checking it out. At least check it out. It's kind of like GTA as well, except that it's not really it doesn't offer as much as GTA does. Like for example, GTA 5 offers a lot more side things that don't even have to be done compared to Sleeping Dogs. But Sleeping Dogs is still a very open game. It's like there's a lot to do in that game. So yeah, I suggest to check that out as well. And my last honorable mention would be just like Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus. I mean, it's still Ratchet and Clank. It's the good old Ratchet and Clank that we know, and it's definitely a good recommendation for people who like Ratchet and Clank. It's not the best of the it's not the best of the series, and by far actually it's not the best of the series. But it's still a really good game, and I recommend that you buy it if you like Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, that's my top 5 games that I've bought in 2013. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. What were your favorite games? And I guess I'll see you later in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.